Success begins the moment you stop waiting. Waiting is the most silent thief of dreams. It doesn't shout, it doesn't fight you openly. It just whispers in your ear. Not now, maybe later. Wait for the right time. Wait until you're ready. And while you wait, life moves on. Opportunities slip away. The clock ticks forward. The truth is, waiting is never neutral. Waiting always pushes you backward. Think about it. Every great transformation in history, every movement, every invention, every revolution, none of it began with perfect conditions. It didn't start when the world said, yes, this is the right time. It started because someone stood up and decided that enough was enough. They refused to wait. They refused to let tomorrow steal what could be done today. We tell ourselves lies when we wait. We say, I'll act when I have more money. I'll act when I have more knowledge. I'll act when the world finally recognizes me. But here's the truth. Those conditions almost never come. And even if they do, they come only to those who already had the courage to begin without them. The world does not reward hesitation. The world rewards action. When you wait, you hand over your power to someone else. You let circumstances dictate your life. You let other people make decisions for you. You say, I can't move forward until things change. But in reality, things don't change until you move forward. The question is not whether you are ready. The question is whether you are willing to step forward despite being unready. Because readiness is not something you find. It is something you build through action. Look around your city. Look at the streets you walk on. Look at the buildings you enter. Look at the institutions you rely on. None of them appeared out of thin air. They were built by ordinary people with ordinary struggles, who had the courage to take the first step. A worker lifted the first stone. A teacher taught the first student. A dreamer sketched the first plan. If they had waited for ideal conditions, nothing would stand here today. Waiting creates excuses, and excuses are endless. You can always find a reason not to start. The economy is bad. The timing is wrong. The risk is too high. But excuses don't build futures. Excuses build regrets. The only way forward is to act, despite the excuses. To begin when everything inside you says it's too early, too dangerous, too uncertain. Because the truth is, it's never too early. It's never too late. It's only too silent when you do nothing. Courage is not about the absence of fear. Courage is about action in the presence of fear. Every person who made a difference in this world felt fear. Every leader, every innovator, every reformer, they all felt unprepared. But what separates them from the rest is that they moved anyway. They refused to let waiting chain them down. Ask yourself, how many dreams have you buried under the word later? How many opportunities have you missed because you thought you weren't ready? How many times have you seen someone else succeed with an idea you once had, but you let it slip because you were waiting for a perfect moment that never came? That is the cost of waiting, and it is a cost too high to keep paying. The moment you take the first step, something powerful happens. You unlock a path that you couldn't even see before. Action reveals possibilities. When you move, the world responds. Doors open, people show up, opportunities multiply, but only after you start moving. When you stand still, all you see are walls. But when you walk, walls turn into doorways. And here is the truth. The first step doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't even have to be noticeable to anyone else. What matters is that it's real, that it's yours, that it breaks the inertia of waiting. Small steps, taken consistently, create unstoppable momentum. So, stop waiting. Stop waiting for someone else to give you permission. Stop waiting for a perfect plan. Stop waiting for the fear to go away. The only thing you need is the decision to start. Start where you are. Start with what you have. Start with who you are. Because the first step is not about the world. It is about you declaring to yourself that you refuse to sit still any longer. Remember this, success does not belong to those who dream endlessly. It belongs to those who dare to act. Waiting is comfortable, but comfort never built greatness. Waiting feels safe, but safety never changed the world. If you want success, if you truly want it, you must step into the unknown, into the discomfort, into the risk. The secret of success begins right here, right now, the moment you decide that waiting ends today. Hard work is the only currency of the future. Not luck, not shortcuts, not waiting for someone else to hand you the keys. The world is built brick by the sweat, sacrifice, and persistence of ordinary people who refuse to stop pushing forward. We live in a time where everyone wants the results, but few want the effort. Everyone wants the finished building, but no one wants to lift the first stone. Everyone wants the applause, but no one wants the silence of working late nights when no one is watching. Yet the truth is simple. Without hard work, there is no success. Without consistent effort, dreams remain nothing more than fantasies. Think of the lives around you. Think of your parents, your teachers, your neighbors. Everything they provided, everything they built, it came from effort. A mother working 2 jobs to feed her children, sacrificing her own comfort so that her kids could have a future. A student staying up through the night, losing sleep so that he could pass the exam that opens the door to opportunity. A worker standing under the blazing sun, lifting, carrying, sweating, not because it was easy, but because it was necessary. This is the real foundation of progress. It isn't magic. It isn't privilege. It is hard work. We love to believe in shortcuts. We love the illusion that maybe there is a faster way, but shortcuts come with a price. They might give you something quickly, but they never give you something that lasts. Only hard work creates results that stand the test of time. When you cut corners, you weaken the foundation, and a weak foundation cannot carry the weight of a future. Every dream has a cost, and that cost is effort. The currency of success is not dollars, it is not connections, it is not luck, it is work. And here's the truth, the world is fair in one way. It gives each of us 24 hours in a day. How you spend them decides your tomorrow. Waste them on excuses, and you build failure. Invest them in effort, and you build your future. Think of every person you admire, every leader, every athlete, every thinker, every innovator. They all have one thing in common. They worked harder than most. Not because they always felt motivated. Not because it was always easy. But because they understood that effort is the price of growth. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is not talent. It is persistence. It is showing up again and again, even when it's hard, even when you're tired, even when no one believes in you. Hard work is not glamorous. It is not the picture you post on social media. It is the long hours of struggle that no one sees. It is the pain in your body, the doubts in your mind, the sacrifices in your heart. But that hidden struggle is the soil from which visible success grows. And here is the beauty of hard work. It never betrays you. Maybe results don't come immediately. Maybe success takes longer than you expected. But every ounce of effort you put in makes you stronger, sharper, better prepared. Hard work is never wasted. It builds character. It builds resilience. It builds the inner strength that no setback can destroy. We often envy those who seem to have it all, the ones standing at the top, enjoying success. But what we don't see are the years of invisible labor beneath their success, the hours of discipline, the sacrifices, the failures they endured. Nobody escapes this path. If you want the prize, you must pay the price. The future does not belong to the smartest. It does not belong to the luckiest. It does not belong to those who wait. It belongs to those who grind, those who show up day after day, doing the work that others are unwilling to do. The future belongs to the persistent. So if you want to build your tomorrow, stop searching for miracles. Stop waiting for someone to hand it to you. Stop blaming what you don't have. Use what you do have. Use your hands, your mind, your time. Build step by step. Work hour by hour. Every act of effort is a brick. Every sacrifice is cement. And slowly, steadily, painfully, you will build a future that no one can take from you. Yes, it will hurt. Yes, it will test you. Yes, it will demand more than you think you can give, but this is the price of success. If it were easy, everyone would do it, but it's not easy, and that's exactly why it matters. Remember this, nothing replaces hard work. Talent without effort fails. Dreams without effort die. Plans without effort remain paper. But effort transforms everything. Effort turns talent into skill. Effort turns dreams into reality. Effort turns plans into history. Hard work is the only currency of the future. And if you are willing to pay that price, if you are willing to sweat, to sacrifice, to persist, then the future is yours.